right to the front of the line. Hey, Mark in Hollywood, sorry you had to wait for 3 minutes. There are people who wait 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. What's up, playa?
Yo, next time, let's just keep it to 1 minute, all right, Jim?
Fair enough.
So, let me get this straight, all right? In the last 48 hours, you lost one friend, Mark Few, because you bet against him. You lost another friend, Masvidal, because you encouraged him to go vigilante. I mean, what's next? Are we going to find out that 3 years ago you rolled up on the Kool-Aid man at Javier's and you were like, you know about Tyreek Hill? Not worth it, Ryed. Trade his ass whenever you can. All of this, and you broke the pace car? Man, you're all about that chaos, Jim, and I like that. Yeah, I like that energy. Oh, and speaking of the Sweet 16, looky what happened to itty-bitty-witty men of Michigan last night. Not so tough right now, are you, face snatcher? Jim, Juwan Howard is a punk bitch. All right, just because 70 years ago that Matt herpes-infested university paid off 5 kids to show up and wear shorts around their ankles, knee-high black stockings, and cheat their asses off all the way to the championship game, only to see the quivering, panicky Chris Webber have a Wendy Williams burp fart in his brain and called a mythical timeout. Juwan thinks he's King Bleep? But I see he kept his Kenny Pickett-sized hands in his pockets when he lost to a school from Philly. That's the smartest move someone has made since Jeff Passan kept my name out his mouth when he was on a few weeks back. Oh, and speaking of Passan, Rome, do you think the House of the Mouse let him off his gimp leash and granted him permission to come on your show to talk about his irrelevant dying sport? Or do you think he kind of snuck out late when Mickey was asleep? You know, can't you see this lizard face sneaking back onto the Aspen campus, only to see Daddy Mouse sitting in the living room chair waiting for him with a wooden paddle? Hey, Jeff, where were you, pal? Nowhere, Daddy. I definitely wasn't with Jim Rome. Oh, me, oh, my. I don't believe your punk ass. No, Bohica, here it comes again. Ha-ha. Jeff, you should have had left your Twitter hacked. You're much more qualified to talk about busty anime sex dolls rather than the sport that was last popular when dudes were shoving bullroids in their asses. Just a small punk after all. Juwan's a small hoe after all. They're both bitches after all. They have 5-inch hands. See, who says smack off champs don't talk sports?
Boy. Mark in Hollywood, rack him. Incredible. Hey, Avi, I know that hour number 3 on a Friday is always a really busy hour, and we can never get everything in. You best get that call back in. That was incredible. This is why, if you have game, you don't wait. You get right to the front of the line. This is what I mean by, can you make it better? That made it better. No matter what you think, that made it better. Whether or not you agree with him, that made it better. Very few people can do that. Mark in Hollywood. Incredible. I'm telling you, snatching face is bad karma. Snatching face is bad form. Snatching face will come back to bite you in the ass. And it did. Oh, what do you know? Jay Wright, still right there. This is why I could not. This is why when the big head and I got into it yesterday, I said, you know, I like Michigan's talent a lot. They underachieved the entire year. It did not help when their face-snatching coach tried to snatch face and succeeded in doing so, and they lost him for 5 games. Their team with that talent was 17-14. Yet somehow they got right, and they advanced. But they weren't going to beat Jay Wright. Because Jay Wright's teams don't beat themselves, and Jay Wright does not snatch face. He was not going to lose. Knew that. Mark in Hollywood, showing up and making it better.